Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. In this video I'm talking about an unprecedented late penalty following the British Grand Prix, as well as Toto Wolff's 2021 comment over how the race ended. So let's start with Wolff. Now the British Grand Prix came to an end behind the safety car, basically on the penultimate lap. The lapped cars were allowed to unlap themselves. Now for racing to get going again in such a scenario, there needs to be one more lap behind the safety car. However, the next lap was the final lap, so there was no time to have that extra lap, and as a result the safety car finished the race. Now in 2021 at the title decider at Abu Dhabi, you had the exact same scenario, but in that case the same principle wasn't applied. The lap cars were allowed to unlap themselves on the penultimate lap, and racing immediately got going again on the final lap, and on that lap Max Verstappen overtook Lewis Hamilton to win the title. Now as we know, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff was Hamilton's boss in 2021, and speaking what happened at the end of the 2026 British Grand Prix, Wolff said, as quoted by Crash.net, "I would have preferred for this to happen in 2021. That was more important. It's good that the regulations have been followed. Sometimes it doesn't give for the most exciting final, but this is a sport. Show follows sport and not the other way around. So it's good the FIA made the call." Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I've just reached 54,000 subscribers, and your support and lovely comments are incredible, and it means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. So let's move on to this unprecedented late penalty. Now the safety car was called out in Silverstone following Max Verstappen ending up in the gravel at Stowe. And when lap cars were allowed to overtake the safety car in the penultimate lap, Williams' Carlos Sainz was one of several drivers to complete the procedure. However, it was noted after the race that the Williams driver had incorrectly unlapped himself, having not been entitled to do so. Now this led to an investigation following the Grand Prix, and Sainz ended up getting an unprecedented penalty, with him receiving a penalty lap punishment. So what's this all about? Well, it comes from the way Carlos Sainz entered the pit lane when the safety car was called out, and the confusion that followed afterwards, with the steward's verdict saying, although car 55 was lapped at safety car line 1 when entering the pit lane, due to the specific track and pit lane configuration at Silverstone, it had temporarily unlapped itself by the time it crossed the line at the end of the lap, during which it crossed safety car line 1 for the second time after the safety car was deployed. Consequently, car 55 was not a lap car for the purposes of Article B5.13.4c, and was therefore not entitled to overtake the safety car when the lap car's may now overtake message was displayed. However, car 55 unlapped itself once the message was displayed by race control. The stewards noted that, after completing its pit stop, car 55 once again was a lap car when it rejoined the track. Given the exceptional track layout at this event, the stewards understand how the sequence of events may have contributed to the team's confusion. The team representative acknowledged that the team nevertheless made two errors. Firstly, by failing to recognise that car 55 was not a lap car at the relevant reference point under Article B5.13.4c, and secondly, by failing to know that car 55 was not included in the race control message identifying the cars permitted to overtake the safety car. The team representative accepted that they inadvertently gained a lap when they were not entitled to do so. So yeah, quite the penalty for Sainz. Now he finished the race in P12, but because of that penalty he dropped to P17. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.